I love antiques, particularly antique perfume bottles and jewelry. I have a lot of interesting pieces, but for the most part, I don't know anything about the lives of their previous owners. I just kind of fantasize about who they must have been to love the same objects as I do. But I recently found this amazing set of perfume bottles that come in this monogrammed leather satchel, and the seller included a picture of the former owner. I was immediately drawn to the photo. I love the whole 1920s aesthetic, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I bought the set and asked the seller if she could give me more information about the flapper girl in the picture. And here's the photo that I was so taken with. It turns out that the flapper girl was the grandmother of the seller's husband. Her name was Marion Dixon Zering, Marion Dixon, when she was born in 1905. You can see the MD monogram right there. And she came from a prominent Chicago family. I did a little research, and the Dixons were really involved in Chicago politics. We're talking state senators and whatnot. This was her father, George Dixon, and this was her mother, who, I swear, she looks exactly like the Mrs. Astor. Here's Marion with her mother, and here she is on her wedding day. Now I'm just going to read to you the words from the seller because I thought this was so interesting. Her grandfather was the founder of the Dixon Transfer Company in Chicago, and after the Great Chicago Fire, he had a horse and cart and was one of the only ones that could transport building items as they rebuilt the city. He turned it into a very lucrative business, and there's actually an elementary school named after him there. He lived on Michigan Avenue, so quite a prestigious area. Marion was definitely involved in all the debutante things that we hear about back in the 20s. The photo I attached, this one right here, was when she was 23 years old. She married a man named Stanley Zering when she was 29, and I really enjoyed that detail because that was definitely older than most women of the time got married, and I like to think that she got to enjoy those roaring 20s a little bit. I also did a little research to see if her name came up in any newspapers, and I found a few mentions all in the Chicago Tribune. This first one, oh my god, it is incredible. In 1909, so Marion was about 4 years old, she performed in a charity event where they performed nursery rhymes, and they raised $8, which is about $270 today. And listen to this. Miss Marion Martin Dixon filled the role and began bravely with round dimpled knees showing, was snatched before the encore by a watchful nurse. Adorable. Then there was this society column from 1926. Marion's mother had died, so she was planning the festivities for her family. And I actually wonder if that's why she was a little bit older when she got married. And look at her wedding announcement. Oh my god, I love this so much. She was married on April 27th, 1929. My birthday is April 24th, so maybe that's why I had such a strong reaction to her picture, big Taurus energy. And look at this description of her dress. Bride wears white satin Lanvin gown. Lilies of the Valley, I just love all of it, and I wonder which of these perfume bottles that she used that day and what scent she had in it. Marion had 2 children, and her grandchildren are still alive, but sadly, Marion passed from complications from Alzheimer's. I really love her perfume bottles, and I'm going to give them a great home. And if you're interested in more perfume history, check out the playlist below.